What if your suffering isn't coming from the situation you're in, but from your resistance to it? What if peace doesn't come from changing your life, but from surrendering to it as it is? Most people spend their entire lives trying to fight reality, trying to escape the moment they're in. But what if life is not asking you to fight, but to become still? What if life is not trying to hurt you, but trying to live through you? And it needs your stillness to do it. In this video, I want to take you deep into this realization that most of your problems are not caused by what's happening, but by the internal struggle against what's happening. Resistance creates suffering, but presence opens the door to peace, even in the middle of difficulty. This is not about theory. This is about direct experience. It's about becoming so still within that you begin to notice. Life doesn't need your control. It needs your cooperation. Let's be honest. Have you ever noticed that pain becomes worse when you fight it? When you say, "This shouldn't be happening," or "I can't take this," something tightens up inside. That tightness is resistance. And it's this resistance that creates emotional suffering. Not the event, not the moment, but your inner reaction to it. In non-duality, we often say, what you resist persists. When you resist the now, you trap yourself in a mental prison. You're no longer here. You're in your mind, arguing with life. You're saying, "I know better than life." And in that arrogance, the pain grows. The ego is terrified of not being in control. It believes that peace will only come once everything is perfect. So it fights, it plans, it manipulates. But life doesn't operate on the ego's timeline. Life flows on its own terms. And the more you try to control it, the more you suffer. Resistance shows up as mental noise, blame, fear, panic, overthinking. It's the sense that something has gone wrong. But presence says nothing has gone wrong. This is just what is. So what is this presence we're talking about? Presence is not a technique. It's not a mood. It's your natural state when you're not lost in the mind. Presence is being here, fully, completely, without the need to escape or fix the moment. It's that inner stillness where you feel deeply alert, deeply alive, but not chasing anything. You're simply here. And from that stillness, action becomes clear. Not rushed, not panicked, but inspired. You've probably had moments like this before. A moment where you weren't planning your life. You were just in it, walking in nature, watching the rain, listening to someone speak without trying to respond. In those moments, you weren't resisting. You were present. And didn't it feel peaceful? That's what we're pointing to. That same state is available even in the middle of chaos, even in suffering. But it requires a shift from resistance to allowing. Sometimes, life brings you a challenge not to punish you, but to stop you. To stop the momentum of your mental patterns. To bring you into a state of stillness. And in that stillness, you begin to realize, I am not my thoughts. I am not my emotions. I am the space in which all of this is happening. And from that space, a new kind of action emerges. Eckhart Tolle calls it surrendered action. It's not lazy or passive. It's deeply alive. It comes from presence, not panic. And this is where something beautiful happens. The more still you become within, the more clarity you begin to feel. You begin to realize that life is not something to fight. It's something to join, something to merge with. You become like a river, flowing with what is, instead of trying to swim against it. The moment becomes your teacher. Even pain becomes a messenger, and action arises naturally from presence, not from fear. But let's be clear, the ego won't like this. The ego feeds on resistance. It doesn't want to be still. It wants to argue, fix, improve, and control. It thrives on mental activity. It says, if I don't do something, things will fall apart. But that urgency is not wisdom. It's fear. And when you act from fear, your actions usually create more suffering. You make reactive decisions. You say things you don't mean. You force outcomes that backfire. That's the price of resistance. So how do you know when you're acting from ego? When you feel desperate? When you can't sit in silence? When you're obsessed with fixing the future? When your energy is tight and restless? These are signs that you're resisting the moment. But when you're present, there's space. There's room to breathe. You might still feel discomfort, but it no longer controls you. You see it, you allow it, and you respond from stillness. This brings us to practice. How do we live this in daily life? It's not about perfection. It's about small, conscious pauses. When you notice the mind speeding up, pause, breathe, just one deep breath. Then ask yourself, what's happening right now? That simple question brings you back to the now. You can also feel your body. Can you feel your feet on the ground? Your breath? These anchor you in presence. Another beautiful practice, surrender to the moment. Instead of trying to escape the feeling, say inwardly, can I let this be here just for now? This creates space around the experience. You're not merging with it, and you're not fighting it. You're allowing it. And from this state, action becomes clear. Real clarity always comes after stillness, not before. Don't rush decisions. Don't speak out of anger. Wait. Let presence show you the next step. Presence isn't weakness. It's power. But it's a power that doesn't need to prove itself. It doesn't need validation. It's silent, still, and deeply wise. When you begin to live from presence, you'll notice that many of your problems start to dissolve. Not because the external world changed, but because you did. Your relationship with the moment changed. And that changes everything. So I invite you to try something radical. The next time you feel triggered, pause. Do nothing. Feel the aliveness in your body. Let the wave pass. And then, when clarity comes, act. Let life move through you. You don't need to be in charge of everything. You don't need to control how things unfold. Your job is to stay present, to allow, to surrender. You're not here to fight your way through life. You're here to become one with it, to let the river carry you, to let the intelligence of life act through you. Because here's the secret. Life already knows what to do. It just needs you to stop getting in the way. If this video helped you see the power of presence, imagine what an entire book could awaken within you. In Awaken Your Spiritual Power, I take you even deeper into the truth we touched on today. That most of your suffering doesn't come from life itself, but from your resistance to it. This book is for those ready to stop fighting reality and start allowing life to move through them. If you felt the pull to surrender, to let go, to live from stillness instead of struggle, this book is your next step. Learn how to stop reacting from fear and start living from the silent wisdom within you. Let go of ego, awaken your truth, and return to the peace that was never missing, only buried. Awaken Your Spiritual Power is available now on Amazon. Search it by name or click the link in the description. You don't need more control. You need more presence. Let this book show you how. Thank you for watching. If this message touched you, feel free to share this with someone who's struggling. Remember, the peace you're searching for is already within you, buried beneath the noise. Stay present. Let life live through you, and you'll discover a strength that doesn't come from control, but from stillness.